In this video we are going to be looking at matrix multiplication, okay, which has to do with multiplying two or more matrices, and then we'll solve two problems on them. Okay, matrix multiplication. By the way, I'm Emmanuel. If you are new to Educant International, do well to subscribe to get more videos, and you can ask me for any topic you want me to do tutorial videos or any exercise you want me to solve on. Okay, so matrix multiplication has to do with multiplying two matrices together. Okay, so to multiply two matrices together, the number of columns of the first matrix must equal the number of rows of the second matrix. Okay, of second matrix. Okay, so let the matrix multiplication be A times B. Okay, so that let's put cross there. Okay, so let the matrix multiplication be A times B. Okay, so if we're having matrix multiplication to be A times B, then we'll have to explain the condition and for matrix multiplication to take place. Okay, so for matrix multiplication to take place, if we have A and then we have B, where A is the first matrix and B is the second matrix, the column of A must and always must equal the row of B. Okay, until this condition is met, you can't multiply two matrices together. Okay, so where A is the first matrix and B is the second matrix, so we are going to have something like, so if the first matrix is 2 by 2 and the second matrix is 2 by 1, column equals row. Okay, if the first matrix is 1 by 4 and the second matrix is 4 by 3, column equals row. Okay, so but when we now have a condition of maybe 3 by 2 and then 3 by 1, you see that column is not equal to row. Okay, so you can't multiply this together, but this you can. Okay, so that was the condition for matrix multiplication. Okay, so moving on to the next lesson. So how to do the multiplication. Okay, so I discovered that multiplication of two or more matrices together usually is confusing. Okay, so I'll try my best to explain that. Okay, so you should note that the order of the answer is what? The row of A and the column of B, by the row column of B. Okay, so if the row of A being the first matrix, remember the column of A is equal to the column of B, the row of B, for you to be able to multiply it. So the answer, you can always check it, should always be that what? The row of A is equal, is what? Multiply, that is by the column of B. So that is the order. Okay, so the answer is, sorry, the column of B. Okay, I guess I submit notes. Okay, so now the answer is equal to, so now this we are taking note that if the answer is equal to 1 by 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, and so on, 2 by 1, 2 by 2, 2 by 3, and so on. Okay, now how do you do the multiplication? Okay, so let me explain that here. Okay, so now if we have our answer to be that, this is how you should do your multiplication. Okay, your, remember, the column of A is equal to, column of A is equal to row of A of B, isn't it? Okay, so now for the multiplication, you should know this is how you do it. Your first, which is 1 by 1. Okay, so this is A, this is B, or A, B. Okay, so your A now, your first row of A is going to be multiplying your first column of B. Now remember, we say our answer must be what? Row of A by what? Column of B. So that will be row of A, column of B. Then the next one too applicable to first row of A and second column of B. Okay, first row of A, second column of B. Okay, so here to be second row of A and then first column of B. Okay, so that's how you do your multiplication. That's how you are going to do your multiplication. Okay, so let's go into the multiplications. Let's solve an example on the multiplication proper. Okay, so if our example is this, how are we going to solve it? So remember, we are going to take the first row of this, multiplying it to the first row of this. So but first of all, A is a what? A 2 by 3 matrix. Okay, that is 2 by 3, and B is a 3 by 1. Okay, so it's having what? Equal this to equal this, equal column to equal row. Okay, so now we should find A cross B. Okay, so now to find A cross B, we are going to multiply the first row of A, which is this, to the first column of B, which is this. So that will be, now look at it, that will be 6 times 2 plus 0 now times 8, and then 4 times minus 4. Okay, and then we are going to do for the rest too. The second row of A times the first column of B. Okay, so that will now be 1 times 2, this times this, then plus 5 times 8 plus minus 3 times minus 4. Okay, hope you understand. Okay, so that is the second row of A, which is this, times the first column of B. So this will give us 6 times 2, 12, plus 0 minus 16, 2 plus so that's minus 4, 42, okay. So now you see that this is a what? A 2 by 1 matrix. Okay, so this by this. Okay, so going to example 2, we are solving. Let me turn it like this because of space. Okay, we are going to be looking at this. So this is a what? A 2 by 3, and this is also a 3 by 2. So you see that they have equal column and row. Okay, so this will be a 2 by 2 matrix. Okay, so now you are going to keep in mind that for us to multiply them, we'll have 1 by 1, and then 2 by 2, 2 by 1, and then 2, 1 by 2, and then 2 by 2. Okay, so this is for our matrix A row, this is for our matrix B column, and like that, matrix A row, matrix B column, the second column, second, first, second, second. Okay, So now, having said that, so it means that this first row is going to multiply this. So that's for there. So that will become 1 times 4 plus minus 1 times 3 or plus 0 times 1. Okay, so now first row, second column. Okay, so that's first row, second column. That will be 1 times minus 1 plus minus 1 times 0 plus 0 times 2. Oh, okay, so second row of A, first column of B. Okay, so that will be 2 times 4 plus 1 times 3 plus 3 times 1. Okay, second row of A, which is this second column of B, which, okay, so that will now be 2 times minus 1, then 1 times 0, then 3 times 2. So you will begin to see the pattern here. So remembering it this way will make it easier for you. Okay, so this will now become, closing this bracket, so this will now become 4 minus 3 plus 0 minus 1 plus 0, 4, that is 8 plus 3 plus 3 minus 2, 0 plus 6. So this is equal to 4, that is 1 minus 1, 14, 4. Okay, so that is it about matrix multiplication. Okay, so you remember the trick that what, when you are multiplying matrices together, you are going to multiply, take note of the what, the first row of A for the first one, multiplying the first column of B, then the first row of A multiplying the second column of B, then the first row of A multiplying the third column of B, the second row of A multiplying the first column of B, here or here, the third row of A multiplying the second column of B. So with that, it will be easier for you to remember and listen. So if you have any other question, if you have any question, please leave it down in the comment section. And if you have any topic you want me to treat, leave it down in the comment section. You can contact me, and take care.